Aloha! We are actually going to go over how I load my Aloha bag. So I've got a full size, which is the Aloha N, which actually has 4 pockets across the top. And then you have the Aloha Z, which has 3 pockets. So it's about that much smaller. But still holds a lot of balloons. So what we're going to do is we're just going to review. I do have my box coming from Nepal. So it is now November 2017. It should be here around Thanksgiving. But this seems like it's going to be an ongoing thing, so not a problem. What you want to do before you get your bag is kind of prep some of your balloons. If everybody's familiar with my little balloon chain thing that I made, this style works really well even with the pockets. So what you're going to find out is you don't want to put all, let's say, 321 pink non-dipped B-bodies in a pocket. You're going to run out of pockets really quick. So what I end up doing is I basically loop them all together and tie them with a nozzle, or you can cut up a 350, 360 into small pieces, about ½ inch big, and that makes little slips for these. So what I do is I take all my B-bodies, and I also do this with some of my rounds, except for colors that I use a lot of. The colors that I use a lot of, I will just throw them in the pocket, because it's a high volume thing, and I don't need to sit there and do this to everyone. And I can fill up an entire pocket. I will go through, on a very busy weekend, I will go through an entire pocket of white rounds. And I can do a lot of damage just on a Saturday at times. So I've probably got almost a full bag. I'd say probably about 75 to 85 white rounds. And then I also have my wild berry and my purple hearts for butterflies that I do a lot of. I got my agates. So some of the colors, if they're just 2 colors, I don't do this. But if you want to do multiple colors, like right here, I've got red, I've got mocha with a few blush in there, I've got some pink and white. And what you could do is you could take this whole bunch and actually put it nozzle down so they stick out. And then it's easy just to pop one out of there. So you can just pull those out. You do kind of hold on to the bunch, otherwise you might get the whole bunch, which isn't a big deal. Then you can pop one out and just tuck it right back in. So I noticed that Lisa and Rocksloth out of Australia, they both did a rainbow on the front. And I noticed, at least from Lisa, I know she tends to work more on the side, so probably her bulk that what she uses is right on the side. I tend to have this facing me, so a lot of my bulk items that I use a lot of are going to be on the front. So what you want to do is you want to prep all your balloons that you're going to use like this. And then for the roll-ups, if you got these are great. If not, there's another way of working my way around them. But these will hold a lot of balloons. So I have 12. This is a 15 count. I've got 10, 12s, and 15s coming. And they just easily roll up. Of course, you want to cut the bags. I just did this for a sample, so I didn't cut the bags open. And besides that, I don't go through that much yellow and pink. But then you just want to roll that up. I did have some ties put on here, mainly just to kind of keep them snug. But what you want to do is possibly just put a 260 around there and tie it, so that way it'll give it a squeeze, and it'll squeeze as you take out balloons. So that's a good way of doing it. I have a video on these. I have a video on the chain, so you can always watch those and get to it. What I do with mine is I load mine really, really heavy. So I've got mine like that. And what I end up doing is I end up probably putting about 100 260s in a bag. And when you get to this point, these bags become too thick that they will not fit in here, because I never thought about designing that when I made this. So I tend to use a lot of these. I will double stuff my bags. And at that point, you could just slide these right in. And that's a good way to organize it. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll take this and not put them in the sleeves and just bundle them all up and then wrap it around it. And then you can also use the binders. Matt Floon out of Australia, he's got some little squeezy things too that you can use. So there's a whole bunch. So hopefully you have your system. If you've already have your system, great. It'll probably work, because this is just an open bag in the center, even though there's pockets around the inside. And what I did with my bag is, I love this part. There's actually pockets on the insides. I took a garbage can, and I cut a garbage can and slid that in there, giving me 2 large sections, and then also gives me access to all the pockets that are in here. And then I've got some more pockets here where I carry some stash away business cards if I'm working for an agent or something. I've got some of my stickers in there. I put all my 160s in the front, all my 350s in the back, all my bright colors in the middle. And then along the sides here, I have all my mochas, my chocolates, my caramels, or my mocha, and all my browns, basically. And on the opposite side, I have my blacks, my whites, my grays, and my clears. So that keeps everything separated. And then other than that, I just have everything else in a round, and basically, what I need. So I get familiar with what I got. So these are my Batmans. So I usually have Batmans and Spider-Mans together, and they're both individually wrapped. So that's what you want to do. The bag should be here right around Thanksgiving, and I'm going to be sending out invoices, and we're going to drop ship them as soon as they get here. So good luck. Talk to you later. Thank you. Aloha.